My name is Yuki. I'm a working man, age 25. Well, I actually worked too hard. The company I joined as a new grad was a very exploitative company, and on the first day they say, you can be promoted even while young, and overtime is measured per minute. And great bosses for support, and everyone gets PTO. But the reality was much different.
Hey, newcomer! What the hell are these papers?
Didn't you say they were fine when you checked them, sir?
Don't talk back to me! Have it fixed by today! Because you talk back, this, and this! Have these done by tomorrow morning!
It's already 9 p.m., sir.
And?
I'll get it done.
Oh, and your PTO request is declined.
Why?
Why would someone who can't do work be able to get a vacation, you idiot?
A lot of the bosses here abuse their authority just like this, and so the company has that aura. But my boss, Mr. Tekito, is a lot worse in regards to this aspect, and I was his regular target. I'm home.
Welcome home, Yuki. You've been working late again, huh? I have dinner ready for you.
Sorry, I don't have the appetite.
You don't look so good. You're working too much.
It's fine, I just have a lot of work on my hands.
I see.
Oh, and sorry about your brother's wedding. I won't be able to attend it.
What? You said you'd get PTO, and firstly, it's on a Saturday. It shouldn't even be a working day for you.
Publicly, they say we have 2 days off per week, but in reality, Saturday working is so normalized that we need to request to have PTO on Saturdays. Sorry, I just have so much work. I'll just go to sleep today.
Yuki, hey, please don't just sit there and say something to him. Who knows what'll happen to him if he continues like that? Come on.
Men have to take things into their own hands sometimes.
Where are you going?
To the bath.
You're taking your phone again? Ugh, put it in the bag, okay?
Alright. My body was too tired, so I went straight to bed. But I imagined I would be yelled at again by Mr. Tekito tomorrow, so my heart rate spiked and I couldn't fall asleep. I wanted to talk to him at times like these, but just when I thought I couldn't... Hey, Yuki. Sorry it's such a late time. Are you still awake? Karu! I was thinking I wanted to talk to you just now. Seriously? Man, I'm so good. You're always on time, Karu. So, did something happen? His name was Karu. I don't know if that's his real name. I met him in an online game right when I started working. Since I didn't have to go anywhere, I started playing video games as a hobby. The first person I started talking to was Karu. And while we were both noobs, we cooperated on missions, and we've gotten a lot better recently. And so, we became great friends, and a year into our relationship, we exchanged contact information. And we started talking offline as well. He's apparently an older worker than I am, and he always listens to me complain about overtime work and things in the office. I can't have my family hear things like that, so I'm very grateful for him. However, I sometimes feel bad about having him listen to me all the time. My boss yelled at me again. Oh, the usual guy? I had him check once, and he said yes, but he started to nitpick me, and he gave me more work as well. That would be fine, but he declined my PTO request for my brother's wedding too. That's horrible. You can't tell HR, right? In my company, whatever the boss says is always the truth. And my boss is a relative of the CEO too. No one can talk back to him. You were so unlucky to have that boss, huh? That'll be impossible for a regular company. This is my first company, so I wouldn't know any other. Is your company a lot better, Karu? I wish you'd be my boss. Have you thought about changing jobs? You're still so young. Think of all the possibilities. I don't think there are any companies that hired me. Yuki, that's a bad way of thinking. Huh? You can't limit yourself like that. I guess you're a little down because of your screaming boss, but always have confidence in yourself. Got it? Yeah, thanks. And thanks for always listening to me. I'm sorry about that. Don't sweat it. You have an early day tomorrow, right? Get to sleep. Thanks. Good night. See ya. Have confidence, huh? I'll go to sleep. Because I was able to talk to Karu, I was able to go to sleep quickly. But the next day, an incident happened.
Huh? What do you mean you can't eat crabs?
That day, Mr. Tekito and I went out for dinner with our client. I didn't need to go, but because we could increase our department expenses, I was forced to go. The client was a major client, MoniRobo Corp. We only had a few sales with them, but Mr. Tekito wanted to increase our sales with them exponentially. And so, Mr. Tekito set up the dinner. But I couldn't eat the main crab course because I was allergic. When I told him that, he got really upset. I'm sorry, but I'm allergic, and I've told you this numerous times before.
I don't care! Are you going to ruin this dinner for us?
No, it's fine. He has an allergy. We can ask the chef to exchange it for something else.
Not an issue. See, because of you, the client is being very nice to you. Apologize now!
I'm so sorry. Just when I apologized,
Your head is too high!
Mr. Tekito grabbed my head and shoved it to the ground with his entire body.
Ugh!
Because he threw me to the ground, my nose started to bleed.
Ah! Come on! Eat up!
While I could only breathe through my nose, Mr. Tekito began to shove crabs into my mouth. I was about to throw up, so I instinctively swallowed it and my entire body turned bright red and itchy. Mr. Tekito laughed at me, pointing and saying I looked like a crab. The person from MoniRobo Corp stepped in to stop him, but the dinner was awful afterwards.
If we lose our sales with MoniRobo Corp, it'll be your fault!
Why?
It's your fault because you had to go and talk about what you can and cannot eat!
The clients were really freaked out over Mr. Tekito's behavior, but he himself was blaming me for what had happened. I tried to talk back to him, but he punched me again, and my nose started to bleed again. While I was on the ground, he took 10,000 yen from my wallet, saying it was alimony for the day, and drove off in a taxi.
You're late again. Wait, what happened to your face?
I tripped. Don't lie to me.
Come here.
I'm fine.
Do you want your mother to worry about it?
My father took care of me without a word.
Looks like your nose is fine, but what happened?
My boss punched me.
Punched you? What happened?
I told my father what I had went through today. I can't remember the last time I had talked to my father like this, and it was a little embarrassing, but he quietly listened to what I had to say. My friend told me to have confidence in myself, and so I tried talking back to him, but look what happened.
Are you angry at your friend?
Not at all. Yeah, it hurt, but I'm glad I got to speak up for myself.
I see. Are you fine tomorrow?
I don't know. Depends on how MoniRobo Corp reacts.
MoniRobo Corp, huh? They're a pretty big company.
Everything would have been fine if MoniRobo Corp had acted as if nothing had happened. But judging from their reaction earlier, the next day, what I had imagined came true.
You little... It's your fault we lost the contract with MoniRobo!
They called us first thing in the morning, and Mr. Tekito came straight to me. Did they say it was my fault?
Of course it's your fault, you good-for-nothing idiot trash!
He went to his superior to talk to him. I didn't hear what they were talking about, but he likely talked to his superior about last night in a way that suited him. I was called in after he was, and I told him that Mr. Tekito made me eat crabs even though I was allergic. And I was forced to go down on the ground, and that I was punched in the face. But he replied that Mr. Tekito said nothing about those, and he thought that I had made all of that up and wouldn't listen. In the end, I was made the culprit of a major loss for the company, and I was transferred to an idle job position while Mr. Tekito had no penalties. I couldn't care about anything at this point, and I was doing mundane tasks, when suddenly...
Tomorrow at 10 a.m., wait outside your company, okay?
Karu, it's fine.
No, it's not.
I don't care anymore. I can't do anything!
Yes, you can. Tomorrow at 10, alright? Come outside, even if you need to lie to get out.
I couldn't understand what he was saying, but the next day, I went down to the entrance of my office just in time. He had supported me for over 3 years, and that was enough to trust in him for me to check it out.
Over here.
I looked over to the voice, and right there was the person at the dinner from MoniRobo Corp, Mr. Sugo.
I heard that you were in a terrible situation because we had canceled our contracts with your company. I want to go explain for you, so let's go.
Why are you here?
I hate unfairness. Excuse me.
In the CEO's office was the CEO, Mr. Tekito, and his superior.
Oh! Mr. Sugo from MoniRobo Corp! Is this about the contract?
Yes, but one thing before we talk about the contract.
What is it?
Mr. Tekito, I declined the contract on the call. Did you tell your CEO and superior about what we talked about?
Yes, of course.
I see. Let me ask the CEO then. What did you hear from him, sir?
Well, that is...
I'm talking to the CEO.
I heard that the man standing there had messed up at your dinner. And that was why you declined the contract, isn't that correct?
Not at all. I told Mr. Tekito this over the call. I can't sign a contract with a company whose people abuse their subordinates and make them eat food they're allergic to.
Ryuta? Ah! What is this? Wait, Uncle! This is a...
If Mr. Tekito is going to continue as the representative, our company will never sign a contract with you. Ever again.
I'm sorry for causing you inconvenience. We will take care of the situation moving forward.
Ah!
The CEO told Mr. Tekito and his superior to stay in the office, and I went to see Mr. Sugo out. Thank you very much.
No problem. I'm sorry for not being able to stop the situation back then.
But why did a higher-up like you come here today?
Huh? Did your father not say something?
My father?
Actually,
I listened to Mr. Sugo and realized everything. I'm home. Welcome home. Hey, Dad. I mean, Karu. It was you, Dad.
what are you talking about?
Stop playing with me. Mr. Sugo told me that you asked him to help me out from a boss who was abusive and always targeted me as a scapegoat.
Well, I used to work with him, and you know things.
Did you not realize? I never told anything besides him hitting me to you. I only told Karu.
Ah.
Why didn't you tell me? He blushed and said,
Well, I can't ask you in person, so...
Was it an accident that we met online? Not really. What Mr. Sugo told me was correct. My father seemed really stubborn, but to know he was really watching over me? You're so stupid, Dad!
Hey, don't call me stupid!
I'm fine. Sorry for making you worried. After this incident, I was able to transfer back to my old position, but I didn't want to stay, so I changed companies and quit the job. They told me to stay in order to keep the contract with MoniRobo. But when I requested I leave in a month or otherwise, Mr. Tekito's superior stopped trying to keep me here. As for Mr. Tekito, he became the real culprit for losing the MoniRobo contract and for physically abusing his subordinate and abuse of power. The CEO got really upset and fired him from the company. And the higher-ups who were backing up Mr. Tekito got scolded by the CEO as well. And while they weren't fired, they faced heavy punishment as well. 1 month later, I moved to a different company. I had 2 weeks of breaks in between, and since it was during my brother's wedding, I was able to attend it. As for my new company...
Mr. Yuki, we've been waiting for you! Looking forward to working with you.
Yes! Thank you very much, sir. After the incident, Mr. Sugo contacted me, and I quickly replied to his request to join his company. Apparently, he was a subordinate to my father in a different company, and they were very close. And he wanted to return the favor somehow.
Oh, but I didn't hire you just because of a favor, okay? I need you to work hard, you know.
Of course, sir. And apparently from my old company, my quitting created a chain of quitting. And the company went downhill from there. I had 3 horrible years of working, but my new life seems very exciting and I can't wait to start again. Oh, and of course, I'll be continuing that game I play. Let's go!